Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 200. 200. I'm joined by my co-host, Morgan Hartfell. Good evening, Morgan.
How are you? Kia ora, Matt. I am good, coming at you with a really raspy voice, ready to sing some backing vocals of some sort. Outside of that, I am so good, and I can't tell you how pleased I am to be back with my feet on Kiwi soil. Good to be home.
I was going to say, welcome home. First up, exactly how many hours did you get home?
What time? 9 o'clock, obviously, right now. Got home about 6:45, and we're just under 51 hours door to door with a few issues along the way, missed flights, etc. So fun times.
2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, and you're jumping in. Look, we're going to hear a little bit more about your Thailand trip in a bit. We're going to because we've got a little bit of a packed show today. All right,
so we're going to.
We've got some stuff to go through. Right, first up, it's episode 200. Right.
Cheers to that.
Hooray! Cheers, everybody. It's been a ridiculous journey, honestly. 4 years ago, when the first episode aired, and it's still available on our YouTube, quite embarrassingly. If you head over to our YouTube channel, you'll see episode 1, and it's me in my dining room, and I don't have a microphone, and so I'm using my headset that I use for work, and it's a headset with a little microphone connected in, and it's me just talking about events that are coming up, and then wishing people a happy birthday and stuff like that. Very, very bizarre. Anyway, Matt,
I'm going to jump in. Everyone has to start somewhere, and I want to personally congratulate you because you did start this. You began the show. Brady begun as your co-host. You guys did such an amazing job.
Yeah.
I managed to jump in on the show a couple of times, and then one thing led to another, and you invited me to join you, and it's been such a privilege for me the last couple of years to be welcomed onto the show. Have everyone that's in the chat here just giving all the love they give every week. So big thank you to you. Big thank you to the chat for joining us every week. Much respect, much love. Thank you.
Well, look, that's incredibly kind of you. But honestly, Morgan, the thanks is all should really be coming from me, because I wouldn't be doing this every week if people weren't so sort of forthcoming in the chat and wanting to engage and wanting to talk and wanting to be involved. And if everybody I spoke to said, nah, don't really watch it, I wouldn't bother doing it anymore, right? It'd be a bit of a waste of time. So I'm forever grateful for everybody who decides that of all the things that you've got to do on a Thursday night, you actually decide that you're going to listen to me and you ramble on for an hour or so. So anyway, thank you so much to everybody who's tuned into any of the episodes that we've watched. If you haven't subscribed to us, actually now would be a fantastic time to do that.
Perfect time, the best time.
So anyway, you can hit the subscribe button down below. We also have our Patreons, and I'd like to put out a big thank you to our Patreons who do such a great job in supporting us and allowing us to develop and grow the pod and making it slowly over time a little bit more professional, as much as we can. And so if you want to get involved in that, it's patreon.com/sweetchainlive. And so you'll find all the details there. Now, we've got a giveaway to do. In fact, I'm wrong in saying that. We've got 3 giveaways to do today, in thanks to our 200th show. And I want to say this episode and the prizes for this have all been donated, or most of them have been donated by NZDG, who have been a fantastic advocate of the show and have been great in supporting us and following us and pushing what we do. And so I'd like to say huge thank you to them. They'll have the beast down at Brooker Ave tomorrow. So if you're stuck for plastic or you want to have a route around in what they've got hundreds of discs in that. So head on down and pick yourself up a bargain, because they do fantastic job down here in Christchurch. And so go and see Leon, Loren, and the team. They've done a fantastic job in supplying us with the prizes. And the prizes are as follows. So we've got there were 2 draws that we had running during the week. One was on Facebook, one was on Instagram. The Instagram prizes. Sorry. the Instagram prizes and Facebook prizes all both closed at 9 o'clock. And if you win the Instagram draw, you will win a Nordic Phenom, a P2, a Zeta's Moon, a Vanguard, and a Cosmic Fury, right? So that's a big 5-disc package going to somebody, all Discmania, what do you call it, signature series. You got a bit of everything in there. You got drivers, you got putters, you got some fairways. That's a great prize for anybody to win. So we're going to be doing that draw a little bit later on. If you win the Facebook draw, right? Remember, you can be in more than one draw. You can only win once, but you can be in more than one draw. You will win this. It's a $200 voucher to NZDSS that you can use either at the Beast this weekend, or if you see him down at Jelly Park, or you can use online. All right. So we've got that gift voucher to give away a little bit later on. And then the last one is our YouTube draw. And the winner of that will win this disc here. Now, this disc here.
Bam. Stop the show.
Indeed. This disc here will be signed by Ella, who's going to be joining us on the show very shortly. This disc has come out of her bag today. She pulled it out today, and both me and producer Tom went that one. It's beautiful, beautiful. And so Ella's going to sign this, and that will go to our YouTube draw winner. And the draw winner will be the person who, all the people who comment the word showstopper. You need to put the word showstopper into the comments in order to get yourself into the draw to win that disc. And so we'll be doing that draw a little bit later on. So yeah, get involved. Chuck showstopper into the chat to get yourself into the draw.
While Matt, while we're talking about the chat, I do just want to take a moment to shout out all the people that are there right now. We've got Mr. Leon Botha, Kath Headley, Greg Lycan, Steve Lawson, Matty Rance,
You're going to be
Rich,
here for a while.
Cummings, Steve Lawson, Matt Stow, NZDG, Kiwi, and Marie Cummings, and Matthew Rance, and some guy called Arne Burgess.
Yeah.
Love you, mate.
Yeah.
They're all the ones that commented before the showstopper comment. Thank you for joining us tonight, team.
Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who joins in and comments and makes it such a rich show. Anyway, let's get on with having a little bit of chat. We're going to go through hot scores in a moment. Morgan, tell us a little bit about Thailand.
Gosh, where do we even start with that chat? Like Adam and I just talking in the car ride all the way back here from Christchurch this afternoon, driving home. And there's just so many layers to peel back from this trip. There were so many what we were calling side quests happening out there. But having like 15, 16 I think it was 16 total of us out in Thailand, just for starters, there was such an insane and incredible experience. Having like a mix of people that have managed to have traveled out that sort of direction before, and people that have never traveled outside of New Zealand before, coming together to form one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever witnessed and been a part of in my life.
So how many people did you have going with you? How many of you were there?
For some reason in my mind, the number keeps changing because my cousin who wasn't playing disc golf was also there. So I think there was 16 of us total.
Oh, wow.
And then a friend of mine, Zach, joined us for a whole week as well. And then once you add in the other people that were out there that started joining on to our group to come on these quests that we call them, the number was large. You know, we had a pretty big scooter gang creating a little bit of chaos around the island for 2 weeks.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And so
but the disc golf.
You were over there to play disc golf, right? Well, you were over there
to play disc golf.
And you played some disc golf.
Yeah, for sure.
You were the tournament director of an event, is that right?
Yeah, so like when we first landed, we had a couple of days to sort of just get our bearings, and then I ran my first PDGA sanctioned event overseas. So I did the Generation Dubs, what Adam and I did. That was cool. That was just a nice experience. That was a nice warm-up event for the Hansen Brownie event, which is on these two discs here. Went smoothly, just like pretty much every other tournament that we're usually a part of. It was pretty casual out there. And that led in nicely into the Hansen Brownie tournament where, to be honest, I'd done a lot of work in the background leading up to the event. But then when I got there, I wasn't too sure where my feet were going to land and how much and how depth I needed to be in the tournament. And it really resulted in me completely taking over the event. And Dave, I don't want you to take that the wrong way if you're watching, But Dave and I took two different roles. Dave controlled the course and the bar and the restaurant and that's at his property. And I basically took over the entire tournament. It didn't mean to happen that way, but I think it worked out very well. They reckon it was one of the best, probably if not the best run tournament they've had there so far. And it was the 10th anniversary. So for me, I was pretty humbled by the response I got from all of the people after the fact and throughout the whole trip, just talking about it. So that was a very special moment in my disc golf career, just being a part of that, such a big part of that tournament there. But then I got to, so basically my whole first week was basically written off in just running a tournament for 5 days. And then going into the second week, I got to sort of kick back a little bit with the team, go and do a few quests. And then that led straight into the Samui Swine, which is a 6-day event. So they do 3 days of AMs. And
that's
then,
quite,
yeah, they do.
That's
yeah,
quite
it's massive.
Significant.
Yeah, it's massive. So they do 3 days of AMs and they do 3 days of pros. So then they've got enough players to fill up. It's only an 11-hole course. So they do flights of, some divisions in the morning and some divisions in the afternoon every day. So at any point in time, there was disc golf happening all the time. There's some amazing players out there. Philo Braithwaite came and absolutely mopped the field this year.
Yeah.
Oh, usually sometimes there's someone that comes up pretty close within, a few strokes. Like last year, I think it was Shasta Chris, who's an incredible player himself. But this year, Philo just started running away with it. He got like 40, I think it was 49 under par in the end. And, leading into the final day, I was in 6th place and I was at like 18 under par. Do you know what I mean? So he's well and truly doubled that leading into the last day, basically. So yeah, the level at the top was just wild, to be honest, because that course was at both courses were birdie or die, and that's my kind of golf. I managed to pick up a 3rd place at Hansen Brownie, tied it up with Stevie Reed, so that was pretty cool. I played some of the best disc golf I've played in a long time out there. I'm pretty proud of that. The final day on the Sunday was my birthday. And it was also Jaden Menzies' birthday the day before. So that Saturday night before the final round was, it may have been the initial cause of this voice.
Unmemorable one.
Oh, no. Very, very, very memorable. We had Jaden Menzies on the vocals at a bar. He was singing, delighting the crowd. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. But yeah, fantastic. The whole trip and the disc golf especially, man, what a time.
Yeah.
What a time. I'd hope if you're watching this right now and you're thinking about joining us, whenever we do this again, please give it a really hard thought, because it will be one of the best things you will do.
You've got these plans, but I know you've sort of half spoken to me and a few others about like what you've got planned for future years, but you intend to do this, every year or every other year, or is it going to be a thing?
I'm going to talk to the boss about that. I was asked to come back. She hasn't heard me say this yet, but I was asked to come back next year. So I will see what the time brings and time tells.
Yeah.
One other thing that happened right after we'd finished the prize giving for Hansen Brownie, I had a gentleman come to me and tell me about his private course that he has in Canada and offered to fly me out there to come and run a tournament for him out there. So, and then we've got Japan Open in 2027. So who knows? The generation name.
Well, you're going to need to keep us updated on all of these international trips that you are going on, and so people can get involved if they want to. Because
if that's the future, if that's one of the parts of the future generation, I will be very happy about how things are going.
Excellent. Well, look, that sounds like an incredible trip. When you're back in Queenstown now, but you've got Roxburgh in next weekend, is that right?
Yeah, the Roxburgh Open is coming up on next Saturday, Sunday. So pretty much spent a lot of time on the aeroplane and then sitting in the airports and awkward dark corners trying to figure out a lot of that. Obviously been pretty busy the last couple of weeks, but that's coming together and it's going to be a goodie. It's that event is pretty special every year, and I'm chomping at the bit to get up there now.
Excellent, because next week we'll be doing we'll do a full preview of the Roxburgh Open and also the Moonshine Open as well, which is taking place for the second year in Wellington on a soon to be brand new course. So yeah, we'll have all the details of that on next week's show. Right, let's get back to
get it rolling.
A regular segment of the show with hot scores. So Morgan, take us through the South.
Wait, let me just get that back on the screen. There it is. We're going to head, I think, oh no, it isn't my first time this year, but we are going to head down to Queen's Park. And this week we have Miss Alison Tweedy shooting a 13 under par, taking the keys down there. Chingford Park, we have Fabian Montel, 5 under par, sticking down in that neck of the woods. And we have Mr. Calvin Cummings in Brockville. He shoots a spicy 4 under par this week. Now we're going to head up into my neck of the woods in the Stiff Mice to getting the job done as he usually does at the Queenstown Gardens. If Mikey Yu hasn't been hanging around, he shoots 15 under this week. 13 under, gets the job done at Lismore over in Wanaka by the one, the only, Mundo McDisc. And then we're going to head up to Queenstown. We're going to head up to, which one should we do? Let's go Jelly Park, and we've got Gregor Brosnan shooting an amazing 16 under par this week.
Wow.
I haven't actually managed to have a look at that just yet. Is he playing this weekend? Because he will be one to watch.
I don't think he is.
No. Oh, my goodness. Warren Park and Sam Cole. There'll be a few people that are pretty happy about that. Warren Park and Sam Cole. He shoots 11 under this week. Small Bone Reserve. And we have Sam Hall, 13 down this week, holding the keys. Mr. Oscar, just Oscar, gets the job done with 5 under par at Queen's Park Reserve. And then 5 under for Connor Dove also. And that's at Saxon Field. We round out the top of the South with Anthony Andrews at Brantford Park with an amazing 16 under par. Gentlemen, there's some fine scores in there this week.
There is. I'm going to head up north. But before I go through the Wellington scores, quick reminder, put Showstopper into the comments and you'll be entered into the draw to win this disc, which Ella Hansen will sign for us. And Showstopper into the comments if you want to win that disc. Before I head up and do the Berhampore results, Berhampore got itself 8 more baskets in this last week. So that becomes the first 18 basketed course in Wellington, which is fantastic. It takes in, if you played nationals in 21. Was it 21? I think it was 21. Then you'll be familiar with most of the holes that have been that are on the eastern side. The little one that was sort of down at the bottom of the driveway, that one's changed. That's not a hole, and they put one in right at the very top of the hill on the eastern side. That just plays into the woods in its place, and so, but more or less the rest of the course is broadly similar. And so that's a great work by Greater Wellington Disc Golf. They had a working bee go out, and I think it took them 5 hours to get the 8 baskets into the ground, which is no mean feat considering you got to cart them up a massive hill most of the time. There's quite some elevation gains. So the hot score around the new 18-hole Berhampore course. Sergei Sanin, an ISO guy, hit 7 under par on the new course. So congratulations to them. Across the water, Koi Koi, Andy Davey, Phil Nicholas, and Phil McLeod hit 6 under par. Up to Harcourt Park, Andy Davey hits Harcourt Park for 10 under par. Just don't know how that's possible. Linklater, Johnny Wake hits Linklater for 10 under par as well. It's only a 9-hole course. Over at Maryland's, Andrew F. and Jason Gray shoot 3 down. Steve Lawson goes around Spa Park Black at 5 under par, and Edwina Mandisodza hits Henderson for 10 down. Zach Armour around Wood Hill is 6 under, and Luke Humphreys goes round Rosedale in 2 under par. So congratulations to everybody who got a hot score this week.
Congratulations, team.
Okay.
Well done.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in our guest for this evening. So our guest tonight, who joins me live in the studio, I mean, we sort of a studio, but we need to do a bit of shuffling around. So apologies whilst we do that. Is Ella Hansen. Good evening, Ella.
Hey, what's up?
It's
Ella in the house. Woo, woo.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome back to New Zealand.
Thank you so much.
It's slightly different. Is it slightly different this time? Like because you've been here before? It's a little bit more familiar.
Yeah.
How has the trip so far been different to the first time you came?
Yeah, I'm here with my partner, so that's been fun. And we did a little bit more vacation stuff, did a 6-day bike trip.
Wow.
Yes.
It was easier to adjust to driving on the left side of the road this time than
Yep.
last
It
year,
will
which
be.
was the
Yep.
first time I'd ever done that. So, I'm getting slightly more comfortable, but I don't want to get too comfortable with that.
Not at all.
But yeah, and then having the Tour Down Under around, there's a lot more of the pros that I'm normally seeing on the tour in the
Familiar
US.
faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had your first round today at Nationals around Brooker Ave. You were playing the amber layout, which is kind of a hybrid of the red and the green. How did you find it?
I thought it was pretty good overall. Good use of Mandos to make that course challenging. I think, there's limitations in terms of the flatness, and I've heard the history of the course and everything. So, I thought it was overall pretty fun. There's maybe a couple tweaks I would make, but I only played it for the first time yesterday, so I'm learning it.
Yeah. And you find yourself, you're in tied second place at the moment. We'll go through the full breakdown of after the first round a little bit later on, but you're tied second place at the moment. You're, I think, is it four shots off the
four, yeah, I think
off the lead. There's a lot of golf to be played, though, right?
Sure is, yeah.
And we've got to go to Bottle Lake tomorrow and Saturday, which is a tight wooded course. You played that. Have you had?
Yes. I played it twice.
You played it twice. Okay. So you've had chance to see some of the lines and figure out. Would you say that you preferred that type of course over a Brooker Ave kind of course? Or, I mean, if you had to play one course for all 4 rounds, which one would you pick?
For all 4 rounds, I'd probably pick Bottle Lake because I think it's just, there's a few open holes for sure on there, but it's nice to get the wooded holes in, and it can pull some wind in too, right? I think the first time I played there with Avery Jenkins and Maverick, it was just, we got to hole 18 and it was the most ridiculous wind ever. I think they both 4-putted and I did not. Not to brag or anything, but I think it feels to me a little bit more like a slightly more complete, although I think that having open courses is great. I like playing them, and but I think that it's a little more traditionally what you think of disc golf.
Yeah.
Each style of course definitely presents unique challenges, though, right? So out where you were today, when the wind gets up, man, that place is crazy, right? I mean, I'm just looking at the scores right now, and I don't know what the wind was, but hole 4, at least for the ladies, looks like it caused some drama. There's not one par across the whole division there. Was the wind up at all today?
Oh, yeah.
In patches, it really was up, but most of the time it was fairly, there was some of it about.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know that considering I was there this morning. Sorry, Ella.
It's just from what I've heard, it was coming from different direction than usual and just caused some chaos for sure.
Yeah, I think the prevailer is a northeasterly, and it was coming in from the southwest, so it was a bit cooler today. The wind was more cooling perhaps than it otherwise would be, and certainly on some of the holes because on the practice day on Wednesday, the wind was coming in the opposite direction. Right. So for a lot of the holes, especially at the start of the back 9, where you've got maybe 2 or 3 holes all running with the wind behind you on the practice round, you're now throwing directly into a headwind. And I think it goes par 5, par 3, that's just ridiculous with lots of hazards, and then another par 5. And you've got, and those, those chewed me up, we'll see later. But was that how you found it?
Yeah, well, that's what happened on hole 4. I think I also looked at that, and no birdies, lots of bogeys. I bogeyed it. But yeah, it was in practice, tailwind, and, par 4 finishing to the right with a lot of OB. And when you're throwing it to a headwind, I was like, yeah, I can throw a forehand there. And I did not throw a forehand there. I threw a forehand about 5 meters short into the OB. So that was a bummer.
Do you, because when I play, there's certain holes that I'll look at and go, do you know what? I might just play this for a bogey. Now, you're probably never thinking that, but are you ever thinking I'm going to play for a par here and I'm not going to try and push for that birdie? And were there some holes that happened on?
Yeah, there's definitely a few. I honestly, I don't know if I can name exactly what holes they are,
No.
but just kind of, yeah, analyzing the risks and everything. Definitely a few holes where I was totally fine with a par. Yeah, I mean, for me especially, this is my first tournament of the year, not just my first tournament down here, so I'm getting used to being back in competition, figuring out how to make good decisions, and sometimes that is like, yeah, this course is just not, this specific hole is not for my game, and I'm going to play it for par.
Your first tournament of the year. When was your last tournament of last year?
The Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships in
like
October
time?
Yeah.
October. So how, like your off season, do you have a period of time when you kind of, this is sort of a vacation, but when you go on holiday and you kind of have some downtime and then it's back into kind of practicing and training?
Yeah, a little bit. I think this year I probably took a little bit more time off in the off season than I have in the past. Kind of on and off. There wasn't a time where I was like, I cannot touch a disc, but definitely focused a little bit more on relaxing, doing some more training that's not disc focused, still disc golf focused,
like
but
fitness training, gym
yeah,
work,
exactly.
Yeah.
So just taking a break from playing every day.
Because you're based in Seattle, right? Does the weather there over sort of December, January, November, does it lend itself to playing disc golf?
Yeah.
All the courses covered in snow. Sorry, I don't.
It's not snowy. It's usually just cold and rainy. So it's probably like an average of 5 degrees Celsius and
wow. Okay. Yeah. That's
gray
chilly,
or rainy.
Yeah. Okay. So it was quite nice coming here and it being 20s to mid 20s.
It's super nice. It's snowing actually, I think, in Seattle right now. So it does snow occasionally. Glad I'm not there.
You don't have to go too far inland to start seeing like ski resorts and things like that. I think I've said to you before, I've been up Spokane Way, which isn't too far from there, and you're definitely getting snow around those parts.
Oh yeah, there's definitely snow in the area, but there's the mountains next to it, and so there's some sort of weird weather convection that makes it not snow very much and just rains a lot.
Yeah.
And so when's your next tournament?
It'll be the beginning of the tour season. So
that's
the All Stars. It's just they kind of changed it up for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's just going to be the day before the first Florida tournament instead of like a whole weekend before. So
you're heading off to Florida is that
2 weeks about? Yeah.
Is that end of February?
Yeah, end of February.
Wow. Okay. So that's crept up on us pretty quick, eh, Morgan? We've got to.
Me too.
Mate, how the heck is it? What is it? The 6th of Feb now. Like, where's that come from?
As well. That's it's ridiculous. It's hurtling towards us. I want to talk a little bit about the showstopper. You can win this very disc. It was in Ella's bag until about an hour ago.
It's true.
You're going to sign it for us a little bit later on, and we're going to send it to the person who writes, or a random person who writes showstopper into the comments. For people who aren't familiar with the disc, what does it do? How do you throw it? Why do you like it?
Great question. This is my signature disc. This is from 2 years ago, 2023. It's an FD, and it's a great fairway driver. It's good for beginners and advanced players alike. Goes really straight, goes really far. It's a 7-speed, but
do you like a 7-speed?
Honestly, I could throw it just about as far as most of my distance drivers if I throw it well. So it's very versatile, and yeah, you should.
Does the showstopper just come in one plastic, or does it come in in the whole range?
Since it's my signature disc, it's like a special plastic every year. So this is a swirly S-line. Yeah, so this is for the S-line. This past year's were Horizon Color Glow. And I think I've decided what it will be for this next year, but I don't remember.
Oh my god!
Otherwise, maybe I'd give a spoiler, but I actually don't remember.
That's what I was looking for.
It means that you're going to have to follow Ella's Instagram, where undoubtedly you'll announce.
I will definitely announce. You should follow
and where they're available. So
at One Throw Ella on Instagram.
And so go and do that now. So that disc, that actual disc, which has been dyed post by Frojo's.
By Frojo's, yes, one of my sponsors also. Good stuff.
So they've dyed the disc. You're going to sign it, and it's going to somebody out there. If you put Showstopper into the chat, and we put Ella's Instagram into the chat as well. So go ahead and give that a follow. Round 2 tomorrow. Obviously, get some rest and then get up early, right? Because the FPO tees off early door. Like,
it's the same as today. I'll be out there at 9 a.m. So
9 a.m.
Not too bad. I've had worse, but it is early.
Talk us through your kind of morning routine. I don't mean like when you wake up, but I mean when you get to the course. What are you doing once you've arrived at the course, and what are you doing to prepare yourself for that first drive? Yeah,
I've kind of gone through different ways of warming up and stuff. I do a little bit of band work, some like core engagement, a little bit of active stretching. And then I just like to putt and throw into a net. So that's kind of like my style. I don't go throw in the field. I don't really throw too many upshots. Maybe I will if I have some extra time, I guess. But I really like throwing into the net because it kind of removes the visualization aspect. I feel like, especially if I'm not warmed up and I'm trying to throw in a field, I'm trying to overthrow things or force it. So
it's about getting the muscles warmed up, rather than where the disc goes, right?
Yeah, and then I almost translate that onto the course too, where I'm just picturing the net on right in front of me when I'm throwing, especially if I'm feeling like I'm struggling to hit my lines and stuff. That's a good way for me to refocus and just throw into the net. Because when I'm warming up and throwing into the net, like I don't miss the net, like. So it's good focus for me. So,
it's an interesting It's an interesting concept, and I was just on one of the random videos I was watching on just sitting in the airport, whenever it was the last couple of days, was Stephen Bunting, who's one of the professional darts players, one of the top guys in the world. And he reckons he's not even looking at the dartboard, right? He's got an imaginary, it's in his head. He's got an imaginary piece of string, which he's just trying to cut the string in half. And that's all he thinks about the whole time he's up there. This one piece of string, nothing to do with the board. And, there's different ways of looking at whatever you're doing, any sport. And I think just that visualization and really just minimizing it back to one simple task it's brilliant.
We've actually just got some news in, because the tee times for tomorrow's rounds have been announced whilst we've been on air, or rather been put onto the to the site, so you can go and have a look at this after the show. And it turns out that it looks like MA40 are going off first, then FPO, and then the top 2 cards of MA40 after FPO. That's what it looks like to be happening. There looks to be a gap between the second and third cards of MA40, which means that I'm off at 9 o'clock, which is great fun, and you're off at 10 o'clock. So that's a win, right? So
get an extra hour of sleep.
That's an extra hour. So fantastic.
10:01 to be precise.
10:01.
Don't show up early or
extra
late.
Hour plus 1 minute.
Hour plus 1 minute.
Plus one
sleep.
It will make a difference. It will make a huge difference. So okay, well that's good. That's good, and thank you to the person in chat who pointed that out. And it's very bizarre that you've got this kind of hours gap, but I guess they make it work, and there's reasons for it. But yeah. So excellent, Morgan. Anything else? Have you got anything else for Ella?
Honestly, no. I just go out there and do your thing, because you guys have got a proper battle.
Does your brain work anymore right now?
Oh, nah, barely at all.
You need to get this guy in bed,
No, hey, look, my time clock is well gone. I won't be in bed till midnight. That's fine. But you've got 4 strokes to make up next round, as you said, in the trees. That's that's so doable. It's one tree kick in your favor and one tree kick not in someone else's favor to make that whole difference, right? It's nothing. So you've got a good battle on your hands. You got Sophia, Sophia right there with you, and then just a few shots back, a couple more. We've got New Zealand's Michelle Simpson coming in at 5 over par shield. I believe on hole 6 today. So shout out to her. I want to see some of. Yeah, I want to see some of these Kiwis coming and giving you ladies up top there a really good battle. But no, outside of wishing you best for tomorrow, I don't have too much for you. I just want to see you enjoy yourself out here. You obviously did that massive bike ride. It's just so good to have you back in the country.
Absolutely. It is great to be here.
And I'm gutted I missed you. I really am. But,
I know.
one thing I can say is, your Discmania offsider, Maverick Robertson, be warned, he's coming home a new man. I won't say anymore.
Okay, well, on that cryptic message, we'll end our chat with Ella. Ella, you're going to sign that disc in a moment.
Okay.
And then a little bit later on in the show, we'll do the draw. So you've got to put Showstopper into the show. Let's show the disc again. You've got to put Showstopper into the comments, and we will be drawing a winner of that very shortly. So there we go. Excellent. Ella, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Sign it?
Yes,
Charlie?
go for it. Yes.
Yes, live. Let's go.
I go this way.
Yeah.
And I see it. Put it up here. Beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. So we'll do the draw for that a little bit later on. Stick Showstopper into the comments and you'll be entered into that draw. Thank you so much for joining us. Very best of luck tomorrow at Bottle Lake. Go well, and we'll be cheering you on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Ella.
See ya.
Good luck.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to move too far from this position because we've got also another guest in tonight who's going to be quickly talking to us about another thing which is coming. I don't really know how to describe it, but I'd like to welcome my guest at this time. Mr. Leon Botter. So good evening, Leon.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Good. Now you're on the show today. You asked me about a few hours ago. Can I come on and talk about something real special? And do you want to just tell us what is it?
Just very, very quickly. So if you recall, in 2023, we did a juniors tournament, which turned out to be a massive success here in Christchurch. And just through circumstance, 2024 never happened. I've been chatting with Calvin Cummings and with everything he's doing down in Dunedin. And one of the biggest things that we feel is not getting enough attention in New Zealand disc sport is juniors. So the two of us have come up with a plan to put together a juniors tournament, which will basically form a tour over the next year in New Zealand throughout both islands. A very simple format. It's a one-dayer event, 2 rounds of 18. We're going to do boys and girls under 10, boys and girls under 15. And those are like the real juniors of it. The under 10s will play on a slightly shorter tee. The format works really, really well, even if it's a mixed card, because the older kids will throw first, go down to the next tee pad, throw with the younger ones. They're all under the basket, goes on. We tried it in 2023, worked really, really, really well. So this is all about promoting the sport with sort of the longevity in mind, getting the juniors in there, and really, really encouraging them, making them feel special. So we've put together an email. We're going to send it out next week to all the clubs. It is a very, very simple format. It's nothing like doing typical weekend tournaments. So it's very manageable for any club. The idea, again, promote the sport with juniors. It's free entry. And we've already sort of got Invercargill's on board, Queenstown, Dunedin, Nelson, Christchurch. I'm still going to twist your arm about Wellington. So to all the clubs out there, please expect an email from us next week. And just to be clear, this is not an NZDSS thing or NZDG thing. These will be sanctioned. I've spoken with you and Craig. He says NZDG will support anything that we're doing to promote the sport, so it'll have that. And then the PDGA sanctioning. So I'm going to cover the fees for the PDGA sanctioning side of things to make it as affordable and as easy for the clubs to put these things on. And where possible, we'd like them to throw in a free lunch for the kids as well. Again, not expensive. But just get these kids out there and get them part of a tour so that it's affordable for parents and it's easy for the kids and everything to get to. And that's pretty much it. The email will explain more, and we will get into it with the clubs as to how it can all happen. And that's pretty much it.
If you're on a club board or a member of somebody on a club board, you should see an email from you guys with more details in it. I know that obviously Kath is the chairperson of the Greater Wellington board, so she'll be all over this, I'm sure. And Sean Lincoln, I know, is a big player in the junior game up in Wellington. So they're probably the two people to talk to for there. So so if you're on a board around the country for a local club, then expect an email and get involved. I mean, how many people were playing in the Christchurch tournament?
So we had the most juniors in any one space at a time. It was 24 juniors played. We invited the schools around. And the number one comment was, this is actually a legit sport. And that allowed the school sports in the area to grow. So we actually have schools playing against each other. Matt Van Noort was the guy down here that was running it with the schools. But the other side thing that happened, which we didn't expect, was the relationships between the parents. They then saw the sport and went, well, their kids are playing, so they played. And we just saw quite a nice big boom in
families going out.
In families going out and doing all the rest. And when you see these kids come off the course, I mean, from the little ones, it's just, you can't compare it. It's really awesome.
Awesome. Okay, look, so there's going to be more info coming out, and obviously we'll be covering it more on the show when it gets to the time of the tour, as tournaments happening and stuff like that.
Appreciate it,
we
mate.
can get some stuff going. So nice one. Excellent. We look forward to hearing a lot more about it.
Cheers. Congrats on 200. I think it's awesome.
Right. Morgan, should we do a draw? I'll get myself back into
a
better position.
And, I just want to point out that I just turned into a mute right then because Leon didn't have headphones, so he couldn't have heard me anyway.
No,
so
I think
I was just along for the ride on that one.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We're right. Let's do a draw. I think
okay
is what we're going to do. Just give Tom a moment to there we are. We're back to So we're going to do the Instagram one first. Now, the Instagram one, as you remember, is for these 5 discs. I'll go through them again. A Cosmic Fury, which is a Kyle Klein Lux Vapor Logic. You've got a Vanguard, which is a Kyle Klein S-Line Vanguard. A Zeta's Moon, which is an S-Line CD1 from Colton Montgomery. You've got a P2 putter there, and you've got a Nordic Phenom, which is the Nicholas Antilla Signature Series disc. So the winner of this Spin the Wheel will win all 5 of these discs. So if you're in Christchurch this weekend, I'll come and find you. Otherwise, we'll get them shipped out to you. So the winner will win all 5 of that. So what a haul. Let's do the draw. I mean, we got all the names on the wheel. It's on the screen. Let's go and press win.
What a colourful wheel this
It is. Very colourful wheel. I love it.
Stunning.
Who is it? It's Louis Hickson. Louis Hickson, congratulations.
Louis.
You have won a Nordic Phenom, a P2, a Zeta's Moon, a Vanguard, and a Cosmic Fury. So congratulations.
Let's go.
Let's
Louis
go. Morgan, I did enjoy the competition that we got everybody to that we asked everybody to do, which was to comment on their favorite episode. I don't know if you saw this.
I did see that, and there was a very eclectic mix of answers.
There was. I was surprised because I was like, I expect that there'll be a bit of recency bias here, and that it'll all be episodes that are like recent.
Way back.
But some people were like, do you know what? I still remember that one from 3 years ago, when you spoke to this person, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we did do that. That was cool.
I think my favorite comment on there, and I have to agree, was the Big Germ episode where he came on with the oversized hat.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
I mean, especially for us when he showed up in the green room wearing it.
Yeah. That
was quality.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look at the results of the first round at Nationals, and then we'll do another draw. So let's start us off in MPO, where after round one, Aaron Gossage leads by 2 strokes over Luke Humphrey, shooting the hot 10.52 rated round. Chandler Fry and Levi Stout are tied in 3rd place and will make up tomorrow's lead card. And then on chase card, you've got Jeremy Colling and Robert Burridge on 5 under, and then Ezra Robinson and Nate Perkins on 4 down.
Very happy to see Levi right there.
Yeah, isn't that good to see? I think
it really is.
I think the week's break has really done him, really helped. You know, having the 3 weeks back to back can be quite grueling, but having a week kind of off has been a real benefit. Also good to see Rainer Pai tied for 10th place and Jasper van der Meer, who are within striking distance, honestly.
Absolutely.
So that's fantastic to see tied in 10th. Connor McKinstry, Jackson Sullivan, Isaac Latter leading the rest of the Kiwis in MPO. Across to FPO, and Juliana Korver has a 4-shot lead over Ella Hansen and Sophia Donica, who are tied in 2nd place. Emily Weatherman will join them on the lead card tomorrow. Michelle Simpson, who got an ace on hole 7, will be on the chase card with Tola Chosek, Megan Merrick, and Michaela Kerr. MP40, Simon Feezy's 2-shot lead over Paul Oman we'll see whether that's enough for the weekend. I suspect this division has got the capability of changing hands.
I think
quite
so
a bit,
too.
right?
I think this is a big division to watch. I think you're going to see a surge from Hemi tomorrow on that course.
It's more like the Gardens than Brooker Ave is, right? So I mean, and then perhaps Cam Hubbard as well, who knows both of these courses very well. So
absolutely.
They will make up the lead card in MP40 tomorrow.
Can I make a bit of a shout out here? Not even really a shout out. I noticed a post a couple of days ago, or yesterday even. Jason Ormandy, who's down in 7th place right now, had his whole bag stolen out of his car.
This was horrible to read.
Right before Nationals. It's absolutely shocking.
I couldn't believe it.
I haven't thought about this until right now, but I mean, I hope maybe we at Sweet Chain could get our chat together to maybe help him recreate his bag. So I don't know if we can maybe get in touch with Jason, see if we can work with the chat and see what we can do to help out. I'll send over any discs that I've got that'll match up with any of the
I mean, get it, Jason. Get in touch, because if there's something that you're missing from your bag, then either myself or Morgan or the collective community have probably got what you're looking for, right? So
absolutely.
I mean, it's a sickening thing to think about, honestly. I haven't been a victim of theft too many times, so it's difficult for me to kind of empathize. But I can imagine it's like being punched in the stomach, honestly. And
I mean, your disc bag, your disc bag. I mean, at least I know it's not just me, but my disc bag. If I lost my bag, I've probably got discs to replace it. But a couple of days before Nationals, man, that's going to put you right up a creek.
Yeah,
because he's a blimmin' good player, and I feel so bad for him.
So moving on to MP50, Dustin Milbrot leads the way over Mike Foley and Dom Hayden. Jim Oates joins on the lead card.
Welcome back to the country, Mr. Dustin Milbrot.
Indeed,
oh,
indeed.
Yes.
We've just got some news through that Jason Ormandy won the Ace Challenge, the $1,000 Ace Challenge that was on tonight.
Yes.
So maybe he doesn't need our help in
Yes.
replacing the disc. He can buy them himself. Like,
Send me some disc, Jason. No, I'm joking. That's true justice right
it
there.
It is. Absolutely. Over to MP60, Ken Darkovic. These guys started on Bottle Lake this morning. So Ken Darkovic and Chris Sinai are tied for the lead in 5 under par. Bob Gentle, Hall of Famer Bob Gentle, is in 3rd place, and Des Cooper in 4th. Over to MA1, Isaac Sassanuma Howard and Duane Fisher share the lead with a single shot lead over Josh Pratt and in 3rd. Eli LaRue makes up the lead card with +7. Magnus Davidson is in 5th. He was the favourite going into the tournament. Lots of golf to be played. This division, if any division is going to have a change of lead on it all the time, it's going to be this one, right?
Yep, 100%.
That's going to be this. This has not run its course. You can see, and there's a whole bunch of people. Look, there's people tied from 6th down to 11th, are split by 2 shots, which is nothing when there's to play.
I look at the names on that list, and I just see one person not outshining the rest, but I think one person out of that list is going to drop 1,000 rated round this weekend, and that could be the defining moment of the tournament. And I don't know who it's going to be.
Oh, what in MA1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. It's not an often done thing. It's been done before, but not often done. So yeah.
Nationals is the time to do it, though, isn't it? That's the time you step up and you bring your A game,
Absolutely.
your A++ game.
Absolutely.
So let's go, boys. Challenge laid down.
In FA1, Alison Tweedy has a 1-shot lead over Yolanda Lolahe-Pauli, who shot an 884. Alison Tweedy's 894 is leading the way. Claire Bruton and Hannah Rushworth will be on the lead card with them. In MA40, the best division, Gary Jarvis shoots +3, and honestly, in that wind today, that's a really, really good score. So tip of the cap to Gary. Stu Gilchrist in 2nd place on +7, within striking distance. Honestly, especially in around Bottle Lake, as we said, there's 54 holes still to play. Hell of a lot of disc golf, right? There's still 100 and how many more throws have we got to do? We got to make 100, 160, 170, probably 200 for me. Like there's a lot of disc golf to still be played, right? So it's so one or two shot leads so far is not too good. I shot +19. I was doing well, at least for me. I thought I was doing well. You've got to keep scrolling, Tom. Until hole 9. I was +4. I was in 2nd place. I was like, this looks great. And then the next 6 holes, I dropped 14 shots. So,
mate, there's 38 people there though in that division. So you're good.
Yeah, it looks like a phone number. Thank you, Tom. Yes, it does. Thank you very much. It does look like a phone number. So yeah, but I got a birdie, so I was happy with that. Park job on hole 7, so yeah, that was enjoyable, and I had a fantastic card. Played with Simon Fogarty, one of the old farts that I play with every week. Sammy Nielsen, OG ultimate player from the UK, and Boat McQuaid, who was a real good laugh. He's over from Australia. And they're doing a bit of a tour, so it was real fun card. And tomorrow I get to play with Brett and Phil, so I'm stoked, honestly, with the way the chips have landed on this one. So even though we will have to get up at some ungodly hour to be able to get there on time. 8:55. Didn't even know that was a time in the morning, but there we are. We'll move on. In FA40, Edwina Mandisodza is tied with Kath Headley at the top for on +2. They've both got an 8-shot lead over Marie Cummings and Sarah Keane. This is going to be a good battle to follow over the rest of the
big battle to follow
over the rest of the tournament. Kath's killer forehand was probably doing a lot of the work around Bottle Lake. They'll go to Brooker Ave tomorrow. MA50, Steve Lawson has a 1-shot lead over Andrew Falconer, who has a 1-shot lead over Hayden Shaw and Wayne Brown, who are tied for 3rd place, and they'll make up the lead card tomorrow in MA50. Leon Botta, Steve Dorey, Chris Sullivan, and David Eames will be chasing them down. Into FA50, Sue Brown and Debbie Mills share the lead with a +7, 818 rated, +7 around the Bottle Lake Shorts. Onto MA60, and Andy Brewster has a 4-shot lead over Andy Simpson. Chris Davies is in 3rd place with +6, and Wayne Doyle in 4th on +7 for some lead card action in MA60. FA60, Eileen Doricott has the lead currently by 1 shot over Donna Cormack and 1 shot over Jenny Joint. Into MA2, big division this one, and one that's going to go all the way. A couple of aces to talk about here. Jed Hansen hits an ace on hole 3, and not to be outdone, Andrew Faulkner hits an ace on hole 9. So congratulations to them. Sanctioned aces, eh, Morgan?
Oh, you gotta love it.
That's the dream.
It is the dream.
So Matthew Stowell and Tamatoa Taopaku lead the way with a 941 in MA2, Morgan. 941 in MA2. They lead the way in going into Brooker Ave tomorrow, with Phil Nicholas and Jono Scott joining them 1 shot back. Marcel Bewley and Mike Inns, Adam Swan and Jed Hansen will be chasing them down. Over to MA3, Jacob Adair and Stephen Kelly shoot a 960 rated round to tie the lead in MA3. They've got a 4-shot lead over Joshua Mills and Alistair Upston, who make up the lead card for tomorrow's MA3 going into Brooker Ave. Yep. On to FA3, Christina Orr has a 2-shot lead over Alexandra Luafutu and Julie Newell. Casey Edder will make up the lead card in FA3. Down into MA4, Matthias Reinberg and Josh Kyton tie for the lead with +2. Chris Burton and Dane Gardner will make up the lead card in MA4. And into the junior divisions, Bailey Gardner and Jet Nickel are tied for the lead.
3 under.
3 under. 913 rated, pretty strong from the juniors. Into MJ15, Connor Rance, who's a 931, 5 under par, and has a 8-shot lead, over Havoc Ford and Sebastian Stridham in 3rd. Noah Gardner makes up the lead card. It's actually, I suspect, with a card of 5, they'll all play on the same one tomorrow.
Yes, they will.
Yeah. Haley Rance has got a comfortable lead in FJ12, and in MJ10, Wolfgang doing his thing. He's got to go to Brooker Ave tomorrow. Tip of the cap to Wolfgang for getting around Brooker Ave.
Oh,
it's a long old course. Right.
All right.
So there we are. Those are the results for round 1. There's so much disc golf to be played.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. But look, I really enjoyed being down here so far. I'm really looking forward to playing Bottle Lake tomorrow, because that was so much fun on the practice round. And so really looking forward to playing that tomorrow.
So Matt, are we gonna get some Sweet Chain updates from you live, maybe on Instagram, or even some not live, but a few clips? You reckon you could get us a few clips out there, a few live updates?
I shall try to, especially as I'm on a card with my mates, right? I shall see what I can do. So yes, follow us at on our Instagram, and you'll be able to see some updates tomorrow live from Bottle Lake Forest. Right, but right now we're going to do another draw, Morgan. We're going to give some more stuff away.
We love giving stuff away
because it's our 200th episode, and so we are giving away. Thank you to our friends at NZDSS. A $200 gift voucher, and you can use this gift voucher either online or at the shop in Bush Inn Mall, or at the Beast at the Brooker Ave tomorrow. So lots of opportunity. So we've got the draw up on the screen. I think we do. And we've got all the names have been loaded. Excellent. Right. Looks like we've got, there's quite a bunch of names. That's great. So let's go. Spot your name and roll that dice.
Let's go spin the wheel.
Ben Cooper.
Boom. Ben
Cooper is his comment was my first and probably only time I got a mention as hot round of the week. There we are. Excellent. Well, Ben, congratulations. You've won this $200 NZDSS gift voucher. If you're in the message us and we'll sort out how to get it to you. Either you can we'll sort it our way. So congratulations, Ben Cooper, for winning the voucher. And there. Good stuff.
Matt, there is another voucher that maybe not one. There's a $50 voucher also coming from NZDSS for the name that gets chosen for this juniors tournament that Leon's just come on and talked to us about very recently. So what they're looking to get is if you want to choose a name that you think is very fitting for the tour, this juniors tour that's coming up, send it through to Leon or NZDSS via Facebook. He'll send those on to NZDG for approval, and we'll see what comes out of that, out of the woodwork. And the one that gets chosen, that person will win a $50 voucher to NZDSS as well.
Okay, so get your thinking caps on then, because it could be this could be this $50 voucher for coming up with a name.
Yep.
And something engaging, something that represents juniors, something which encapsulates what the tournament is all about.
In fact, I'm going to go back on that very slightly, guys. If you've got a name, let's just get them in the chat right now. We want to see some of these and see what comes out. And then we can, Leon, I'm putting you on the spot here. We can take them out of this live chat right now. Okay. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Probably going to message
you guys. You guys must have really missed me because I just love to keep you on the edge of your seats and just throw hand grenades left, right, and center.
Of course, we haven't missed you for doing that, Morgan. Right, let's have a quick look at the tipping for this weekend at Nationals. Obviously, the tournament started, so all of the bets are in. You can't place any more tips, but a total of 299 tips have been placed on for this weekend, and a total of 45,000 coins has been bet, which is nearly 3 times any of the other tournaments that we've had going, which is crazy. Ezra Robinson has had nearly 10,000 coins bet on him. Ella Hansen has had nearly 4,000 coins bet on her. So Paul Oman in MP40, Chris Dixon in MP50, and Jim Oates in MP60 are also the favourites there amongst the community. Devin Taylor, Alison Tweedy, Tahota, Kath Headley, Steve Lawson, Sue Brown, Andy Brewster, Andrew Faulkner, Stephen Kelly, all having coins piled on. So yeah. And you might be able to just see down the bottom there, if we scroll down a little bit further, the top 3 bets by potential win. It's quite interesting if any of these players take out the victory in the end. It's going to be quite interesting to see. And yeah, there we are. Sorry, it's not me controlling this. Okay, but yeah, if there's been Morgan.
Hello.
How do you feel on betting on yourself? There's a few people who have placed bets on themselves, and I think it's fascinating.
I suppose it depends who you are, really. I suppose it depends what your golf's like. I mean, if my name's Levi Stow, of course I'm betting the goddamn house.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I won't bring any names into it, and I don't know who's bet on themselves. But if I was an 832 rated player playing an MPO, no, well, that's a little bit silly, isn't it?
Okay, well, look, they're the tips that we've had in. Thank you so much, everybody who's been placing their tips. There's going to be a lot of people walking away with a lot of money, and a lot of people who might not have as much as they started with, as well. So yeah, right. Should we do our final giveaway, Morgan? Because we're coming near to the end of the show.
Okay.
We're going to do our final giveaway. It's for this disc here. You've got about 30 seconds to put your name into the chat if you want to get involved and win this incredibly lovely disc. It's a showstopper. Ella Hansen signed it about 20 minutes ago, and it's going to one of you. We've got a couple of blanks in the old wheel there, Tom. I don't know if that's
you just chuck my name in those blanks. That'll work. I would love to mount that disc right here behind me for future shows. It'd be beautiful.
Okay, well, if it lands on a blank, we'll respin it. So here we go. We're going to spin the wheel. Who is going to be taking away this lovely disc? Where's it going to land? Who knows? Who knows? It lands on that tall guy 10. Congratulations, that tall guy 10. You have won this lovely showstopper from Ella Hansen. Get in contact with the show, and we shall make sure that we get it.
Who the heck is that?
And we shall get it to you. So congratulations. That's on its way. Right, Morgan, we're just going to go through power rankings quickly. Some things might have changed since you last saw power rankings.
I would say so.
Being that you've been away. But we're going to go through the power rankings shortly. And obviously these were up to the New Zealand Disc Golf Open. These are accurate to then going into nationals. So in the ladies division, Juliana Korver stays top of the power rankings. Michelle Simpson is in second. She's followed by Alison Tweedy, who moved up one spot to third. Michaela Kerr in fourth. No other changes in recent weeks. And over to the in the men's division, Levi Stout is still leading the way. Luke Humphreys is in second. Francis Orange and Johnny Wake in third and fourth. Simon Feasey climbs 3 spots to fifth, and Paul Oman joins the rankings as well. And you'll recall, in order to qualify for the rankings, you need to have played. You need to have played 5 events in the last 5 events in the last calendar year, and so that's why Luke, Paul, and you can see Nate Perkins down there as well. They also qualify because of that. Oh, we've lost our camera.
Oh,
Okay.
All right, still got us team. We're just Skype symbols these days.
Yeah. Okay. Not sure why. Anyway, look. Let's see if we can get ourselves back on the screen. Tom is feverishly working in the background to try and get us back. But yes.
Interesting. Youth Extravaganza. I like that name.
Youth Extravaganza. That's quite the Disc Golf Junior Jammers Tour. Yes.
The mini spinners, and then followed under that, which I don't like, kind of funny, but not for this, the underachievers.
The under
funny, but no.
Okay. Right. Look, Morgan, we're just voices. We're just voices, and I'm not sure why, but we are just voices at the moment. But look, I'd like to say thank you one last time to all of our audience, to everybody listening, who has supported us on the show over the last 200 episodes. Yes. It's been a crazy ride. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep going. Episode 201 will be out next week, and we'll be reviewing all the results from nationals and previewing the Moonshine Open, the Roxburgh Open, and yet Short Round. There's a great name. Love that. But before we go, don't forget that you can like and if you could like and subscribe to this, then it's going to be it'll be a huge help. And also, if you want to get involved more, you can join us on our Patreon, patreon.com/SweetChainLive. Yes. Thank you so much to everybody who's been with us for the last 200 episodes, or indeed if you've only just joined us. And Morgan, thank you so much to you for.
It's my pleasure. It's I absolutely love coming on here every week. It's my home away from home, Matt. It's nice to get in the garage, come and see you, see the chat week in and week out. I really do love coming here every week. But I know I said it at the top of the show. Thank you so much for starting this. Thank you to the chat for coming in every week, if not every other week. It doesn't matter. You come and join us when you come and join us. We love having you all here. And one person we didn't say thank you to before was Mr. Tom Baker, who's in the green room right now. In the background. Yeah, thanks, Tom. He's made, I know we're just Skype symbols right now, but you will remember back maybe, 20, 30, 40, 50 shows when we did have a few issues, when it was just Matt and I, and Matt was trying to deal with things while the show's going, having Tom here in the background has been instrumental to making the show go so smoothly. This is almost kind of funny that this is happening right now, the end of episode 200. But man, Tom, you've done an amazing job. Matt, you've done an amazing job. I'm stoked to be here. Thank you, chat. That's me. I'm out.
And thank you so much. Very best of luck to everybody playing at Nationals tomorrow at Brooker Ave and at Bottle Lake. If you're at Bottle Lake, I shall see you there most likely. But wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.